What's up, guys? Check this out. You know how I said that this channel was not going to be a channel where I was going to have a lot of bus content? Apparently, I'm a big fat liar. Because I've had like, I don't know. What is it, like 8 videos where I've started inside of a bus? I guess the irony's on me. I should have just kept my mouth shut. Anyway, I'm here at work. I haven't been at work for like 2 weeks because I'm a dad. My son arrived 2 weeks ago, and I haven't filmed anything since like January. We've been working a lot, but it's been kind of crazy. We've just been, trying to keep up while this ambulance or fire truck or whatever just loudly sends sirens through my video. Anyways, welcome back to another episode of I Do What I Want. And today is not production truck related. I'm actually just now getting back to work. And these sirens are getting worse. So I'm here in a bus. I'm going to get this thing fired up and put away. We just finished our Easter shows, stuff at Kleiner. I didn't get to film any of that because I was on paternity leave. We did a whole video install before this. We finished an Alcons hang over at Cathedral. I got a lot to catch up on. It's been a good time. Very busy couple of months. Based on those sirens I'm hearing, there's a lot of rigs. Probably a big crash. So, I'm back at work. It is April something. Let's see what it is. April 10th. Oh, my watch is right. That's weird. Yeah, time is flying by. It's been crazy. It's the first year I've ever gotten an extension on my taxes. So I can actually get that done. I started in February and then stuff got crazy. More on that maybe in another video sometime. So, it's the week after Easter. Came early this year. I didn't run any of it. I got stuff programmed and built and ready before all of those shows, and then I went on paternity leave and they, operated on their own. So right now, since I'm back, I'm going to do production prep, go do my stuff, do some things for my wife, get those things done, and then I'm going to go park this bus right now. Genuinely feels kind of weird to walk in here. Cannot lie. Oh, okay. Let's get this thing programmed and gone through. Okay, next thing I need to do is put these together. So, because we are a church, or I should say because my job is being a production manager at a church, we, by nature of the venue, have a lot of musicians who run their stuff on iPads. And because we're not operating like on a tour or in a club or whatever, most of the musicians that we have here, while a lot of them are good, and some of them are tour musicians, a lot of them we provide house equipment for, like a lot of house equipment, so they don't have to bring like 1/4 inches or in this case iPad stands, blah blah blah. And we have a lot of use of things between different ministries, stuff that happens in this venue and not in this venue each week. So we kind of constantly have shortfalls on equipment, and stuff like just is here, but then it leaves, gets used somewhere else. And it's just kind of what happens when you've got a larger church that has a lot of things going on with a lot of different needs everywhere. So more often than not, I find myself playing catch up with what's been done rather than getting to plan for things that are going to be done. And this is no different. So right now I am assembling even more iPad stands so that we have plenty. We can fill the needs that we have. Also, another cool purchase today. I bought a Thunderbolt PCI extension chassis, and I'm going to be mounting a Decklink Duo in it for my Pro Presenter rig. I've been meaning to do it for a really long time. Just have never gotten around to it, and when I have had time, there's not been the money. When there's been the money, don't have the time, been busy, forget about it, kind of constantly chasing that. So I got that order today. I'm excited to go implement that. Pretty much all of our systems will be that, except for the young adult stuff, because there's no need for that. Also, these brand new piles come with a style of mic clip that I think is so dumb. It's these. These things suck. I mean, they break super easy. Sure, mic clips. The OG, that's what you want. I also would never buy a pile straight stand ever to like have in my inventory. This stuff is garbage. The reason I'm buying it, or excuse me, the reason I bought it is just to put iPad stands on. That's all we use these straight stands for. Vocal stuff, we use a boom stand. Make it easy, make it nice, reliable. It's not gonna break. These things are trash, but good enough for this. All right, so some other updates. So you undoubtedly saw the video that I made about us finding a bus in Riggins, turning it into a production truck, thus starting off the series in the YouTube playlist called What Gets to Be a Production Truck. And I have some updates on that. We went completely through that bus. The fuel system was as bad as you would expect it to be. Pretty gross. To make a really long story short, we went through all the fuel lines, rebuilt plus replaced pieces of that fuel pump, took the tank out, drained all of the old fuel out of it, and this took about a month to get completely done. Once we were done with that work, we actually fired it for the first time. I've got a short on the channel that shows that, and it actually runs and drives. And we got everything put back. We actually need to put a different fuel pump in it because it's a little under pressured. The pre-1994 454 7.4 big blocks from Chevy only needed about 9 to 13 psi of fuel pressure. The 94 and 95 pre-Vortec years need like 26 to 32, and I'm only making 20. So bus is starving for fuel at the moment. We're gonna get that fuel pump changed out, and then in a completely different direction. I have already sold that bus. The bus is moving on to somebody who's gonna turn it into like a camper, you know, like a schoolie. Quite a bit of ways away from here. They've already bought it. The title's already been sent. And the reason we did that is after we bought the ambulance, we sunk about 10 grand into that rig, and it looks phenomenal. In fact, the video before this is some of the beginning of that process from January of this year. And we've made some very extensive progress on it. It's basically ready to start cutting shows. In fact, if I had to take it out this afternoon, I could get one done. It's about ready to be finished. We don't need the bus anymore because it's not going to be a production truck. So to answer that question, what doesn't get to be a production truck is a 1995 GP 3500 that I just sold. So that's going away because that project, almost said problem, that project is has seen its final day with us. So I'm already moving that thing along. We did a lot of work to it. I think the owner is going to be pretty happy. So I also bought a 2016 Dodge Ram 3500, you know, 1 ton. It's already got the 6.7 in it. Good motor. Got some work to do on it though because created a heater failure. You know, don't want a nut going into cylinder 6 for those of you that know. And some other things that I want to do to it. But we've already towed a screen with it, and that was a neat experience. We've got a show coming up in June on the 19th. We'll be at Lumen Field in Seattle for FIFA World Cup, and we've got the screen there, the 17. I'm taking the 17 up there. So the 23 by 13 LED screen I think is going to be in California. I'll have the 17 with me, so that'll be fun. So that truck is awesome. I own that, bought it 2 months ago, I think. Then we've obviously got the truck that I referenced in January, which is the 6.0 Ford service truck. And that's really a Hackler Productions rig. That rig's job is the installs, you know, all of the utility needs that I have for working inside of venues, doing repairs and whatnot. It's already come in immense. It's been an immense help since I've had it. It tows great. It rides really nice. It's been reliable, and that's going to be kind of the daily. I'm not dailying the Dodge. So this Ford came in to the company, and because of that, the van has been sold. Like I said, the bus has been sold. My older Dodge, the 89 D250 that I rebuilt, that one's getting sold because I have another project coming in, which is going to be fun. So there's been quite the change in the last 4 months of not doing videos. Basically everything I do has changed all the time. So just a little behind showing it. The start of the season for production is basically now, and we've got a lot on the books already. We've got plenty of shows to do. I'm sure many of which are not even on my calendar yet, as is the nature of production shows. So we're gonna get moving this year. This should be a great year. We've got shows in California. We've got some in Ohio, Seattle, just to name a few places, but it's gonna be a good time. Clean. Pretty neat rig. So that's kind of the updates to get you back up to speed on what I'm doing here. I'm sure we'll have all kinds coming up in the next several weeks. We've already started planning for camp meeting and emptying building 3, which is always a disaster and not something I love doing ever. And once we get things underway here, things should go pretty smooth. All right, off to the next thing. What's up, guys? It is the day before I am back to work. Today's the 11th of April. Kind of picking up where I left off yesterday. I'm here with the service truck. and the 14-foot trailer. Got to go do a pickup in Caldwell. Check out this cool lift that Josh put on our trailer from one of his old rigs. Pretty awesome. No more hand cranking this thing. Very excited about that. My first time actually getting to use it out for a haul, so that's going to be great. So I'm going to get this trailer hooked, get out to Caldwell, go pick up this entertainment center that needs to come here tomorrow. But we're about to have some pretty good rain, so trailer in this sucker. All right. Well, that entire ordeal was a mess. Love the old ankle roll. Feels good. Let's get the trailer keys. Uh-oh. I don't have power. You know what would suck is if my truck is not wired for constant 12 volt. That would suck so bad. Please don't be the case. I think I may not have constant 12 volt on this truck. That is not the situation I wanted. Dang it. All right, so what is my next move? Looks like this pin right here is constant 12 volts. Nothing. So there's no draw according to this. It wants to move something. Just trying to see. More than likely there's a safety in this that's preventing me from seeing voltage here. I'm thinking that's what's going on. I don't really know that for sure. Like no way for me to clamp that. Okay. So this was a waste. If nothing else, that's a really good lesson. That you can't really have an electric jack on your truck when it doesn't have 12 volt. Now, all of the other trucks that we've pulled this trailer with, in fact, all three of them are Dodge Rams. And they're all factory wired for tow. I think this one is a little different because it's an upfitter truck. And it could just be, you know, a 4-wire wiring. But it's got a 7-pin on it, you know, who knows? But the really good lesson for me, just a good reminder, is that I gotta have a backup plan if there's no way to connect truck 12 volt to that. So I'm gonna have to figure something out. I'm not sure what that solution's gonna be yet, but obviously I already need one. I needed one right now. So deal with that later. On to the 6x10. All right, we made it to building 3. Change out the pin here. Nice. Whew. Ah, it's heavy. Need this guy right here. Oh. That's the last thing I wanted to see. Okay. Can't ever just be easy. Well, I know this isn't going to go anywhere, so... Why does this seem like not the right thing? There we go. Alright, that's good enough to hold that. Alright, so I don't really need the keys, so I'm not going to worry about it. Let's fix this. Okay, that looks good. Lights are good. Hit the road, Jack. Alright, very long drive done. Now, very long drive home. Good morning. It is Sunday, April 12th. I'm back to work. Been doing the newborn thing for the last 2 weeks. But now we're back. I'm heading to work and I've got my coffee. Maverick. Got a quick burrito here. Good old gas station burrito. We get started for the day. I am front house A1, but I'm also the production manager as a part of my job. So I'll have audio duties today with everything else that I've got. I've already checked my teams. Looks like we'll be in like decently okay shape for this morning. We'll make it is what I'm saying. And should be able to wrap this one up. It's 6 o'clock in the morning right now. It's up at 4:50. You know, I need sleep. And looks like we'll be done. I'll bet you about 1 o'clock or so. 7 hours. Not bad. All right, I'm back. It's Tuesday, 14th. And now that spring has pretty much arrived, everything's green, leaves are out, happened pretty stinking fast here. We've been in a ton of rain. We had basically had no winter here, and then we got a bunch of snow overnight on April 4th or April 13th, of course, which makes no sense. All kinds of mud puddles and water everywhere, but all of it's greening up. Dandelions in the field everywhere on this 4-acre lot, and the grass is already grown, so it's time to get this truck out of here. In the wintertime, we take all of the bigger rigs to the lot over at the church, and they pretty much operate out of there, although we will have some stuff here. We just expanded our rental contract to include like this corner over here. So the 20-foot trailer is back there. Truck 15's been here. I'm gonna go put our pallet jack in it, and then take this over into a different spot because we'll be rotating more trailers over here than anything else. LED screens are supposed to come here too. So hopefully this rig cranks. Let's see. See lights, so that's good. Not bad, not bad. Yes, sir. This has been a good truck for me. And for the 2,000 bucks I paid for this box truck, it's been worth it. Keys not in it. Fantastic. All right, time to take the big truck over. Basically give this some good service and get it ready for the summer season. Like I said, probably a clutch adjustment. Something tells me that it's a little bit loose, given I have to take the clutch almost a foot worth of travel almost out before I engage, so need to fix that. All right, just finished up a meeting with TPR. We used to do concert tour stop production for them a long time ago, about a decade ago, and we stopped in our building, and now we're kind of bringing that back as an option. The building is ready to take it again. We've also done some extensive remodel to be able to do that. So the first artist we're looking at would be in October on a pretty cool tour. And as far as the building is concerned, this tour is basically carrying everything minus PA. And they're using house 200 amp power. Outside of that, they carry it all. So it's a pretty cool tour. I think we'll be able to host it. So that'll be fun. Now that meeting is finished, I've got a couple things to order. I got to go drop off a check for payment for a vendor. And let's see, I got 2 things in the ambulance to finish up. And then time to go home. So, outside this door is our fine ambulance. I'm going to give you guys a grand tour of what has kind of been completed here. We just bought some comms to add into here. It's part of the PI stuff that we have already. And we were messing around a little bit with this mini split. How we get this thing to work in here, not really sure yet. That's not clear since the condenser for this thing doesn't fit in what we were hoping it would fit in. So I have to work on that, see if we can find a different solution. But here's where we are. We've got sound treatment in. We have our 55-inch TV. It's probably going to become a 65-inch TV. Graphics is getting built into this side. We were just doing some testing. Our cable has been run, just kind of sneaking it down the wall in whatever way we can. I took out some stuff here to make a little more room. Some of our transmission racks and computers that take our feeds to television are in here. Those systems are coming together pretty quick. The rack is not done. Still a long way to go, but it's very functional. We have a Stream Deck Studio Series running BitFocus XL. We've got a Blackmagic SmartView Duo in here. This is actually going to change to some Field World monitors. This is what we had at the moment. A couple of spacers, our 2ME switcher, patch rack. We got an X32 rack in here for some mixing, comm stuff, a couple of drawers. Pretty basic. We're using a Demon quad here to basically bring all of our feeds and park it on this monitor. And then we're doing some light changes in here, trying to make the space really easy to see, but also get rid of that light when we need to. We've got air conditioning working in here through this unit. It's now completely functional, pulls off the truck, which is pretty awesome. And then for shore power, we're getting ready to make some adaptations to what the ambulance already has. So obviously a really big win of using an ambulance as a production truck, and ultimately the reason we went with this decision is just its sheer ability to hold weight and the way that they're built. I mean, these boxes are stout. They are filled to the top all the way around with diamond plate. Just really, really well done. And they, of course, have to be through a lot, go through a lot. So they're really worth having for a production rig, we think. So this is where the inverter is. It's pretty much the same on every ambulance box, especially the ones that are like a Horton box or the McCoy Miller box that this one is. So plenty of room. We're gonna put a 50 amp on this one and put a panel in here. Right now we have shore power for 20 amp, but I want one for 50 as well. And so we're making that change, adding it to this. We have an idea of what we're doing with this, but we're not 100% on it yet. Not quite sure. I got a few things to test. But pretty awesome the way that these are built and what they can handle. Just makes a lot of sense for us. This is the back of that rack. This is where we ended up putting everything, and it just worked out so amazingly well. Still a lot of work to do. Basically all the connections have been terminated. We still have to do comms, but yeah, the rest of this is in good shape, about ready to be deployed. And then this is probably just going to be Pelican storage, to be honest with you. Just pull stuff out of here for a show, make it easy, and then that's just batteries. So that guy's basically ready to be done. And this bus over here, like I said in the previous video, or sorry, 2 videos ago, it's been sold. It's on its way to Twin. It's gonna be turned into like a schoolie. That's kind of where these things end up. We did successfully do all the work. The fuel system has been completely gone through, new fuel pump, it's been bled, new filters all the way through. We took everything apart all the way up to the throttle body. Now we just need to slam it all back together, and they're gonna drive it out of here, believe it or not. We did fix, I kind of went over this in the initial video when we were looking at it last year. We couldn't get this door open. Not only did we get it open, we fixed all of the crap on the inside, and now that lift works amazingly well. So either the owner can sell that sucker or leave it, who knows. All the lights have been gone through. It basically has a wellness check and a big old thumbs up to get back on the road. So this guy will get out of here pretty sick. Or excuse me, get out of here pretty soon. And the results came out pretty sick. The next thing is probably going to build another one of these ambulances once this one's done. We've learned a lot. It's not been difficult by any means. The box is easily modifiable, but now that we know what we're doing and what costs are involved, this next one can be done even better. And then we'll leave all that. So this next one will be done even better, faster, and then we can have 2, and that would be awesome, because 2 rigs equals 2 paychecks. Not large paychecks, but paychecks. So the inside of this rig, this is all apart right now, and when they take these things apart, this is basically, kind of how they get to you. Everything that's of importance or reuse gets ripped out of these. So I did buy this controller off eBay. It works, and we're going to make something to go in here to mount that up into, make it nice. And then I'm going to try to get some kind of an arm for like a screen that goes on this, and I'm going to route the program feed to it, and I'll be able to like monitor stuff from in here without having to eat up room in the box where the crew is. That's the plan. That's all I got. I'm actually gonna move this guy, let it warm up for a bit. Nice. It's got a 6.0. I think I said this earlier, but I spent about $7,000 changing out an EGR cooler. Just went OEM and did some good maintenance on it. Got it basically running back to life. And so far it's doing well. It's a 6.0. It does 6.0 things. So is that truck. I said I would never own 6.0s. Now I own 2. Because apparently I don't know how to quit. Pretty good looking rig. Very excited to get that thing going for the year. So I just noticed this. I don't know that I've ever noticed that before. Doesn't matter. All right, let's get this rig out of here. Another project I've got coming up is I bought all these boxes for $1 each. Thought it was a good deal. And they're fairly stout. They're planter boxes, but they're not crap. They hold together well. So I kind of thought about making like cable packs, or I want to pack stuff in them that I can not have all the parts that we have just strewn everywhere. Not sure how I'm going to do that yet. I think some of these are going to end up in the trash. Need to blast them all out with the pressure washer, but either way, they were basically old flower pot holders, and I bought them from a nursery. That's where they're from. So that's a project. I need to clean all those out. Got stuff to put away here. I got junk that needs to get tossed. Gonna do all that right now before I close it down for the day. All right, time to move this guy. That's it for today. Got all the things done that we needed to, and the next item on the list is finishing up some rate sheets for TPR for an upcoming tour at our venue in October. I should be able to get that done tonight, I think. Hoping so. So I got nothing else to add. See you in the next one.